Okie dokie. Hello. Welcome to Monday Night Live. So, this is the first live that I've done in a little while. And we're in a different little space here. So, we're going to do with it what we can. But today, I'm going to... Which may cause a system crash. Please close apps running in the background to fear. CEO. It looks like my phone is telling me about all of this memory that you are using too much memory, which may cause the system to crash. Please close apps running in the background to free up memory. I have closed a lot of my apps out, so I'm kind of curious why this keeps happening, but that's okay. We will figure it out as we go. I'm sure it won't happen again, but I wanted to pop on for my first live in a really long time, and I wanted to drop some value today. So I'm going to talk about how to make money with your TikTok. So way back in 2021, I actually made a lot of money off of my TikTok profile. And let's see if I could pin this really quick. Yep. I actually made a lot of money off my TikTok profile, and it was because of how I integrated a couple of things within my profile, within my content, and how I was able to then tell others about where they could go so that they can, get this particular product. So what I did was I created a 2-page digital download, and I basically marketed that product in my content, and I want to say it was 1,468 was the exact number of people who downloaded the product, and it turned out to be just under $3,000 from just that 2-page digital download. So there was a lot to be made, which was pretty awesome. And again, if I had taken it further than just the 2-page digital download and I was following up with them, then it could have turned into much, much more. And actually, there was one person who I do remember, her name was Bobby Kingsbury, who she actually wound up joining one of my group programs back in 2021. So there's a lot of potential on this platform for you to make some money, and there's a lot of ways that you can go about doing it. So I want to talk about it quick because I feel like this is something that a lot of people kind of want to do, number one, but number two, in terms of marketing their business, in terms of marketing themselves to be able to figure out how to do it, they aren't quite sure how to do it. So I wanted to touch on this just to kind of give you some insight. So first things first, you have to have an offer ready. You have to have it prepared pretty much, whether it's an offer suite, if you have products a ton of merch that you're okay, yeah, I know that this is what I want to market, or even if it's services, you have to have something to offer people. If you don't have something to offer people, how are they going to be able to know what it is that you're going to be able to help them with, how you're going to be able to transform them, how you're going to be able to provide them value beyond, just your content, okay? So you have to have something ready. And this kind of leads into my next point here, which is when you do have something ready, when you are, when you have that offer all clearly lined up and outlined, ready to go, then what you want to do is think about this next point, which is making it really easy for people to know how to buy and where to go to buy. So often I see people who are oh yeah, you can come get my thing, but then it's join my Facebook group. What? you just told me that you had this thing that you were really excited. I was interested in it. I want to buy it, or I want to work with you, or I want to, get that. And it's not difficult to just take the link that is your product's link, your sales page, your, checkout option, however you have it set up in your back end, and just make it the link in your bio. It's really easy. You want to have it be like seamlessly transition from A, telling people about your offer, to B, getting them involved in your offer. Because if there's difficulty there, if there's a difficult communication, if there's difficulty in the transmission, if there's difficulty in terms of getting people to figure out where they have to go, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it at all. The number one thing is that a confused buyer is never going to buy. They're just never going to, they're confused. They have no idea where the hell you're pointing them. They have no idea what is going on. Buyer is never going to buy. They're just never going to, they're confused. They have no idea where the hell you're pointing them. They have no idea what is going on. You need to make it very simple and very straightforward. If you have any questions about this, please drop them down in the comment section down below, because again, every platform is different. Every website is different. However, you have to do your uploads, your downloads, your, how you list it in your store. It's all different, but ultimately, A, you want to have an offer lined up, and B, you want to be able to make it very, very easy for whoever it is to ultimately get into your offer. Because who knows, they could be coming from YouTube, they could be coming from TikTok, they could be coming from Instagram, they could be coming from your email list, they could be coming from Facebook. You don't know where they're going to be coming from, and you want to be able to make it very seamless for them to be able to get where they need to go when you're talking to them about it. Because again, marketing is the communication. This is opening the conversation, opening the door to you to be able to go out and get the people to convert, right? Go out and make the sales. So 2 things to definitely think about. And again, if you have any questions, be sure to drop them down below. 3rd thing to think about, and this is mostly where I do a lot of work with my clients. Last year when I was running my marketing membership, I had a self-discovery mentor and I had an ADHD coach who really needed a lot of help with this last part here. And the 3rd part to this and how you make money is how you're creating your content. Your content is what is going to be the first touch point for a lot of people to get to know you. This is going to be the first touch point for a lot of people to get to know what you're doing, what you're about, who you help, what transformation you provide, what value you provide. So creating content that A, is strategic for your business, B, is clear in your communication enough that you can get people to recognize and realize oh yeah, I fit that description, right? They'll realize that they are your ideal client, right? And then C, get them to ultimately convert. And at first that conversion might look like a completely cold new person to somebody in your community, a follower, a subscriber, however you want to call them. That might be what it looks like at first. But then now, once they are in your realm, let's call it your realm, then it's about nurturing them. Then it's about providing them value. Then it's about giving them a transformation and making them even more aware of you, and again, how you help people, who you serve, what you do, and how their life could potentially change. So going back really quick to my marketing membership from last year when I was working with the self-discovery mentor, an ADHD coach, and then I actually had somebody, she was a content service provider, so she was a copywriter, and she was essentially like a ghostwriter. So she was writing emails, she was writing captions for a lot of people, and what it came down to for the 3 of them was being able to create a strategy where they had to like different types of content, like a whole variety, a whole range of content based on what was happening in their business. And a lot of the time it was planned around their launches or planned around their workshops or planned around things that they had going on that they essentially wanted to get people involved in. So again, something you're going to want to think about when you are creating your content, that you want to plan it around those types of things. And if that's something you need help with, that's absolutely where I can step in and help you out. I actually have a VIP day that I am really I'm so glad that I got all of it done today. Like, it has been checked off the list. It's ready to go. The VIP day offer is actually going to be up until February 15th. So I have 5 spots available at a beta price point, and I'm like ready to go with them. So all of those things, content strategy, getting your messaging honed in, aligned, like nailed down so that you can start to create that content that's going to help you get people to convert from cold audience, brand new follower, to warmer audience, like somebody who wants to follow you, somebody who wants to get into your world, and then essentially binge your content, binge watch your videos, binge your Instagram, even binge if you have a YouTube, really stay in your world, and then ultimately go from that warming point, that nurture point, to that conversion point where you're going to start to see sales come in. That is exactly what we go over, and it's a personalized strategy specifically for you, because one of the things that actually really did happen quite frequently over April, May, June, July was when we had our, big marketing meetings in that membership, because that was all before Penelope came. We really had to discuss, especially with Lindsay, who was my self-discovery guide, we really had to discuss what felt right for you in your business. So for her, she really didn't feel good with some of the tactics that, Gloria felt really good with. And it was really important to nail down and hone in on marketing and messaging that was aligned for her, because she's in a different realm, right? Like, she's in more of a manifestation, more of a self-discovery, more of like a personal growth realm than ADHD. ADHD is a lot different of a market than personal growth. So we really had to work together and personalize and customize each person's marketing, each person's content, each person's messaging, because everything is different, right? Now, again, that's something that I do in the VIP day, and especially because they're like really super important to recognize your market. It's good to take the time to be able to do it, because then you start to see those conversions. And Gloria actually had a lot of conversions for her magic program. I'm jealous of your heart because it's pounding in you, and I'm okay. This is going to be, we're going to block and mute that for the entire live. Yep. Cool. There you go. So, I was a little distracted there. We're back. Ultimately, it comes down to making money, comes down to having an offer, knowing how much you're going to price it for. That's all, back end kind of stuff. But A, having the offer set up and ready. B, making it really easy to buy. Making it really easy to tell people where to go to get it. And then C, making content for it. 1, 2, 3. Make it as simple as possible. I'm going to have a whole nother topic on a live stream here, probably next Monday, where we're going to go over how simple marketing actually is, and it's not confusing at all, even though a lot of people tend to overcomplicate it and make it really super confusing. So I'm going to open it up for probably like another couple minutes here. If you have a question, if you're curious about something, I'd love to know. I actually have a bunch of stuff here that I did write down as like my ideas for today, but obviously I want to keep it as thorough. I want to keep it as simple, and I want to keep it as like on topic as possible. So if you have any questions, I believe the comment is pinned all the way up at the top or towards the top here. If you have any questions about how you can start to make money on TikTok, by all means, toss it down in the comments. I'd be happy to help you guys out. That's what these live streams are for, so that you have any questions you have, you can get answered. Because since 2021, actually since 2019, I have been doing a lot of playing, a lot of learning, a lot of utilizing, and a lot of creating with TikTok. It actually started like with my high school crew team. I was a high school crew coach way back in 2019, and they actually had told me about TikTok and the power of TikTok, and they were like, oh, Coach Fallon, can you do the whoa? And it just kind of like took off from there, especially because of the pandemic in 2020 and how everybody was so just losing their minds indoors and like putting anything and everything on TikTok. So if you do have any questions on this topic, I'll give it a couple more minutes here. And then I'll wrap it up. And then next Monday, I'll try and get in another live on Friday. But again, with Penelope, it's like really hard to tell with her schedule if I'll be able to do it. But I'll definitely put the live event in if I am able to do it. So again, if you have any questions on how to make money on TikTok, using TikTok, how to market so that you can make money on TikTok, how to like figure out your content to be able to do that, like drop them in the comment section right here, and I will be very happy to answer your question. But other than that, I am going to get ready for dinner because it's dinner time here. It is, I didn't even have breakfast, so it is like really, it's getting to that time, you know, when your stomach's like, feed me now. It's happening. It's really happening. So, all right. If nobody has any questions, which it doesn't look like I'm seeing anything come through, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you to tune in, because we're going to be going over more marketing. We're going to be going over more content, how that can help you generate money on your profile with your TikTok, for your business, through your creations, through your content, and yeah, how you can start to tune into your authentic voice. That's going to be another really big one, especially because there's this whole thing going around about you are your niche and like authentic content. And like, I absolutely do agree with authentic content. I mean, like, hello, live stream. This is as authentic as you're going to get. But there's also, I think, a lot of unpacking that I want to do around this whole niche thing. Because I think it's an interesting topic. I think it's like posting 3 to 5 times a day. It could literally, honestly go both ways. Like, literally, you could post like no times a day and then still see a lot of stuff happen on your profile. And you could post like 10 times a day and you could see a lot of stuff or like nothing happen on your profile, right? So literally the argument can go both ways for a lot of these things. And I think it's really cool to just kind of like go through and comb through all of the data, all of the points, and just kind of like learn and talk and share and provide insights to as many people as you can. So, all right, I do not see any questions. So I'm going to wrap this up, and I want to thank you for tuning in. And again, be sure to follow along, because I am going to be putting up the live events as I can do them, because like I mentioned earlier, it really depends on Penelope's schedule. Today, I'm lucky enough to have a little bit of coverage for Penelope, so be sure to tune in because I'll have that event listed if I'm going to be able to go live. So I want to thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.